Hello guys, so as promised I wanted to share with you guys the Antakarana. So the different levels of the mind as seen from the yogic perspective. It's going to be super simple to understand, it's going to be quite short actually, and it's going to give you a lot of insight about the way you are within yourself, with your mind, and why it's so important to dedicate to a practice that will cultivate your intelligent mind. And you'll understand what I mean by that by the end of this. So let's dive in. This is the Antakarana, the bridge into the sacred. All right, the Antakarana. So it all begins with us as we are born, and we begin to have a sense of identity, a sense of I amness. Now I'm separate from, I am me, I have a name, this sense of I amness that's greater than ego. And this is the Ahamkara. So ego is probably getting really close to what this means, but I amness is actually closer, as there isn't a literal translation to explain that. So the sense of I amness. So this person has a memory bank. So every single thing that happens to us when we're born, these are all of our imprints, our memories, our past lives perhaps, if you believe in that. So this is our baggage that we carry it everywhere. This is what begins to taint how we perceive life. So this is the world right here. And this is our manas, our lower mind. So because of this imprint, that's called the chitta, let's write it here, the chitta, our memory bank, we have our 5 senses that are connected to the outside world, and through our sense organs, our 5 sense organs, they're bringing the information from the outside world into us, but through this manas. So all the information gets a little bit tainted because we have experiences that we might have a memory. If there's this person walks by and we had been attacked by a similar looking person way back when we were little. So we're going to see that person and immediately we're going to feel fear, or we're going to have a specific reaction to that. So that's just one example of millions of examples of how we react to the present moment from our memory bank, from a remembrance that we have. So that's why it's tainted. And that's why it is said that when we begin to meditate, we begin to we have the opportunity of opening to experiencing the world from a more real place. So as we meditate, we are able to develop our higher mind that's called the Buddhi. The Buddhi. So the Dhi is the intelligence that we develop, the Buddhi, the intelligent mind. So the lower mind is the manas, and the higher mind is the Buddhi. So the intelligent mind has a direct access to the Atman, or we can call it the soul or the sun. So this light is radiating onto the mind. And that part of the mind has direct access to our soul. So if we're constantly wrapped in this, so this is the usual, right? This is the way we understand life. We use all those past memories in order to know how to react to each situation and stuff like that. But how do we develop the Buddhi, the intelligent mind? During meditation, for instance, when we're closing our eyes and let's say that we're practicing concentration practices that's paying attention to the breath. So you're paying attention there, and then you notice, oh, I drifted into thought. And when you notice and you bring yourself back to focus on the breath, in that way, you are strengthening your Buddhi. It's like, oh, I've drifted. I'm not present anymore. I'm coming back. So that's one way to strengthen your intelligent mind. Also, when we're doing yoga, for instance, what we're doing, or we could be doing pranayama, or ways to focus our attention. So what we're doing is we're calming the manas down. So all of this is getting a little more quiet. So I don't know if you guys have had good experience after practicing yoga, but you feel a little more spacious. There's a little more space in between your thoughts. And that's why it's so beautiful to meditate after doing a yoga practice, because it seems like the big work has been done. There's also a lot of meditation practices where you don't do a yoga practice. So it takes a little longer to kind of bring your mind into focus and into attention, and shifting the attention from the million things that it's probably at and concentrate it. So it is really important to connect to this part of ourselves and let all the associations kind of soften a little bit, so that we can take in the reality and we can distinguish. So this is the discerning mind, and in the spiritual path it is extremely important, because as I'm saying here, if we don't have a developed mind, a developed intelligence, or a developed relationship with that intelligence, that Buddhi, that discerning mind, I'm using many words for the same thing, then we're going to be shuffled in this thing, and we're going to be recreating our same relationships, our same relationship problems, maybe our same ways of parenting that our parents did that we didn't want to. We're just going to create a very reactive life rather than a more conscious life, and a life that's more aligned with your Atman, with your soul. Also, when we are meditating, for instance, and we are focusing our mind inward, what we're doing is we are closing our senses from the outside world, and we're tuning inward. So that's what in yoga we call it pratyahara, withdrawing the senses from the outside world. So I encourage you all to dedicate to your practices, or to find practices that will help you connect and develop your intelligent mind, so that you can perceive when things are happening in the moment. You can say, you know what? This is not real. I am experiencing this very strongly, and I have so much emotion around this because there's a story behind that, but it's not real. So, then you can choose how you're going to react. You might say, time out, I gotta go to the bathroom and take some deep breaths. Or you're just becoming really good at responding to the moment rather than reacting, because you've been practicing how to tune into that deeper mind. Also, this Buddhi has, as I said before, has information from our Atman. So when we're tuning into that higher voice, we are tuning into ourselves. This is much closer to ourselves. So let's tune into that intelligent mind. Let's learn to listen to it. Let's devote ourselves to that. Because if not, our life is in service to this. So what do you want your life to be in service to? And that is a question to contemplate, a really deep question. What is your life in service to right now? And what would you like your life to be in service to? All right, let me know if you have any questions, and let me know if you found this interesting. I'd love to know. Talk to you soon.